Donald Trump is the greatest friend that the state of Israel has ever had in the White House.
That was Israeli President Benjamin Netanyahu in Jerusalem celebrating President Trump and the U.S. brokered ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. All 20 living Israeli hostages were released overnight, 2 years after they were kidnapped by Hamas.
And it's just the start of what the White House sees as a broader peace process. And Fox's Doug Luzader has more this morning from Washington.
President Trump is in the region this morning for the culmination of this deal that he's been pressing for months. In both Israel and Gaza, there is optimism, but still some uncertainty. A convoy carrying the first of the surviving Israeli hostages out of Gaza is cheered by Israelis, coming home after more than 2 years of captivity. The release starting just as President Trump touched down in Israel. He met with hostage families and signed a guest book writing, "This is my great honor, a great and beautiful day, a new beginning." On the overnight flight to Israel, he talked about the deal to end the war.
The one thing I can tell you is everybody is happy, whether it's Jewish or Muslim or the Arab countries. Every country is dancing in the streets, and it's a point in time I don't think you'd ever see it again.
Israelis have been cheering the news as well as Trump's arrival and the role he played in helping broker the deal. But there are difficult conditions, including the release of some 2,000 Palestinian prisoners held by Israel. And while this could end the conflict in Gaza that left thousands dead, there are tough talks ahead about the future of Gaza after this devastating war and the role that Hamas will play.
Negotiations begin supposedly on Tuesday, and everybody who is looking at this knows this is a difficult challenge ahead.
And from Israel, the president moves on to Egypt for a gathering of more than 20 world leaders to determine what comes next for the region. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
Well, we are still waiting to hear from the president in Jerusalem. Several leaders have already spoken, so we're streaming the address live on our website and on YouTube, and we'll be taking President Trump's speech live on air as soon as that happens. Well, now to a news alert out of Clayton County. That's where police are looking for a missing baby boy.
Yeah, the 6-month-old vanished yesterday, and investigators have no idea who might have taken him.
Good Day's Mark Teichner has the latest on the search. He joins us live from Clayton County Police Headquarters. Concerning here, Mark.
Yeah, certainly a worrying situation for everyone. Nakai Pratt is the little boy's name, and as you can imagine, everyone wants him home safe and sound.
6-month-olds don't get up and walk away.
Police are looking for missing 6-month-old Nakai Pratt. Clayton County officers responded to an apartment complex off of Valley Hill Road in unincorporated Riverdale just before 8:30 Sunday morning. Investigators spent much of the day concentrating on a unit where neighbors say Nakai's father lives.
I did know he had twins recently, but I have never seen them. Don't even know what they look like. We didn't know nothing till the police started coming around here. And then when they started talking to him and we started figuring it out, because like I said, they were out here holding one of the twins.
Later in the day, Fox 5 saw police vehicles following 2 cars that were towed away from the complex.
That white car, they had to actually get the trunk popped open, and you know, you can read body language when you pop something open and there's something in there you don't want to see.
Clayton County Police have no idea who could have taken Nakai, telling us they have no suspect or vehicle description. Nakai is a black male. He's 2'1", weighs 11 pounds, and has black hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing a brown onesie.
I do pray they find that baby. And if not, God would deal with whoever did what they did to that little baby.
If you have any idea where Nakai is, if you have any information with this case, you're of course asked to call Clayton County Police, and you can call 911. Reporting live from Clayton County, I'm Mark Teichner for Good Day Atlanta.
All right, Mark, thank you. Well, new from overnight, a shooting sends a 16-year-old to the hospital.
Yeah, it happened at a Shell gas station on Flat Shoals Road.
Good News, Brittany Edney is live at Grady Memorial Hospital. That's where the teen is in critical condition. Brittany, good morning.
Elise, good morning. Yeah, the latest from APD is that young man is here at Grady Hospital. He went into surgery. We're still waiting to see how he is, but we do know his injuries are life-threatening.
A teenager is in surgery and fighting for his life after getting shot in East Atlanta late Sunday night. Police say it happened off of Flat Shoals Road near an intersection with 3 gas stations surrounding it, a little after 11 p.m. Witnesses told police that a vehicle rolled up to a group of friends who were walking by the area and started shooting. That's when a 16-year-old boy was shot. Investigators say they believe the teen lives nearby, and when this happened, the friends he was with took off running. Police say they received conflicting vehicle descriptions, so right now they're still sorting through the information. And they also gathered around 10 case shellings. Investigators are going to those gas stations and trying to find any video footage possible of that shooting.
Police tell us that right now they don't have any suspects, but again, very early still in this investigation. Reporting live outside of Grady Hospital, Brittany Edney for Good Day Atlanta.
Brittany, thank you. The man who police say vandalized the King Center is expected to appear in court this morning. Police say 26-year-old Brent Jones was caught urinating in the reflecting pool and stomping on the eternal flame. He was arrested and is charged with criminal damage to property, criminal trespass, public indecency, and obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Alex?
Thank you, Ron. State Representative Mandi Ballinger has died after a battle with cancer. Ballinger represented Georgia's 23rd district and was the chair of the House Judiciary Juvenile Committee. Governor Brian Kemp issued a statement yesterday saying Representative Ballinger was a, quote, passionate leader who was respected across the political aisle as an advocate for justice in our state. Ballinger was also known for her work on campus carry legislation, introducing the final bill in 2017 that allowed individuals with carry permits to bring firearms onto college campuses.
Powerful storm is slamming the East Coast with heavy rain, dangerous winds, and life-threatening flooding.
The nor'easter is causing coastal flood warnings and advisories that span from Boston down to the Outer Banks. And Fox's Chelsea Torres is in Newport, Rhode Island with the very latest for us. Chelsea, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. I mean, you can probably hear and see right now just how the winds really have picked up, at least here in Newport, Rhode Island in the past 24 hours. The rain is something that I thought it actually would pick up a little bit more today, and it's died down at least since yesterday. I'll show you the marina here. You can see some of the boats out in the distance, and they're kind of just rocking around, moving around, but really it hasn't been too extreme. You know, we've seen hurricanes before. We've seen where marinas, a lot of the boats can be rocking really extreme, and this one just seems a little more calm. You can see a little bit on the water, though, how the wind is kind of pushing the water around. But aside from that, it's really the winds that have been picking up. If we swing back around and kind of show you the road, people are still out on the roads. We saw a few joggers out this morning, even in T-shirts and shorts. One woman from Minnesota, I talked to her in the elevator earlier, and she said, you know, I'm from Minnesota, and this is nothing to me. But then I spoke to a woman from Nevada, and she said it was way too cold. You can see right here, this woman's trying to block some of that rain, and that's kind of the big thing. It's windy, but it's also very chilly out here, and so you definitely want to be bundled up if you're walking around, moving around. But despite people still going, doing their morning exercise, going to breakfast, going to work today, if they have to go to work, even though it is a holiday, a lot of people that I also spoke to yesterday actually decided to cut their vacation short. One family was here from Texas. They came in just for a few days, and they were supposed to leave today, but they said, you know, we've never dealt with a nor'easter before, so we're actually going to cut it short, and they took a red-eye last night. So again, this is kind of something that we're watching. Not much of a coastal flooding that's been happening in these regions, in these neighborhoods, but we've seen them up and down the seaboard, in North Carolina and Buxton, where a lot of homes have been really been collapsing. But not only that, even in Virginia Beach, we've seen just minor flooding. So here, I think the big question is if the wind is going to stay this intense throughout the day, and if rain will also kind of pick up throughout the day as well. Alex?
Yeah, here's to hoping that it calms down at this point. Chelsea, thank you.